Hi, how are you doing today? My name is Victoria. I am co-owner of OTR Smokehouse. We're a little food truck with big dreams, serving really good food and amazing sauces. Uh, so I've been racking my brain of what to talk to you about. It's kind of hard to plan. I don't know. I'm just all over the place. But I thought maybe I would talk to you about our why. Why did we start a food truck? Very good question. So we lived in Louisiana for 9 years, as a lot of you may know. We have some new followers, so maybe they don't know. But yeah, we lived in Louisiana for 9 years. So it was too hot to cook in the kitchen. So we did a lot of our cooking outside. We had a big unit that was like a smoker with a charcoal grill and then a propane grill, and then it had a little like side box where you could do little, I don't know, little side food items. He used the smoker a lot and he used the charcoal a lot, and the propane one we probably could have just cut off and thrown out because I think he maybe used it a few times, but mostly it was the charcoal grill and the smoker. So while we were there, we got really good at cooking up like the ribs, the brisket. Pork butt was the only pork shoulder. Pulled pork is the only one that we didn't do until we ended up in Ohio and started the food truck. So in 2016, there was the great flood of 2016 in Louisiana, and our house completely flooded and we weren't in a flood zone. So through a series of events, we decided to move back up to Ohio, and Jody went back to construction because down in Louisiana he was in the oil field. So when we moved back up here, he fell back into construction and he was working for somebody else, and he was finding it quite difficult because he does good work and he likes to do things properly, the correct way, the way things should be done. And these people didn't know what they were doing, and he was like, they're going to ask me to fix this tomorrow, and I'm going to tell them no, and then they'd ask him to fix it, and he'd say okay, and he'd fix whatever they had done that was not right. At any rate, he decided that that wasn't for him anymore. So we thought, well, when we were in Louisiana, they kept telling us that we should do something with this flavor, so why don't we do something with this flavor? So that's why we started OTR Smokehouse. So why though? Well, we wanted to serve really good food, and we thought that our food is different. So we did a lot of market research before we started OTR Smokehouse. So while he was still in the construction working for other people, and I still didn't have a job yet. Well, actually, yeah. So I didn't have a job yet. He was working. We were doing our thing to put food on the table, but also doing market research to find out if it was warranted, if we would do well, if a barbecue was needed. So back in 2018, we did our research, and a lot of the barbecue things were in Toledo. There weren't that many food trucks, especially not barbecue. So we said, okay. And then the barbecue that we did try, which we didn't get to try all of it, but we did try a few. And hickory is a really, really nice flavor. It's a really nice wood. I think it's not as easy to mess up with as maybe like mesquite. But a lot of people like the hickory, and so they use the hickory, and we were noticing, well, that would be different. We would use hickory, but we would also use 2 other woods with it. So we use a 3-wood blend. So we do the hickory, the mesquite, and then some oak. So our flavor profile with just the smoke would be different. We also noticed that a lot of these barbecue places, they put their sauce on. And not to say that this is about them, but we feel like if you're putting sauce on your meat, you're hiding something. Like, your meat should speak for itself. So we've always made our meat come at you naked. You sauce it how you wanna. And we have quite a few people that eat it just as it is. We've had quite a few people that say they start eating the food and forgot to put the sauce on. They're like halfway through their sandwich or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, I have sauce I could be putting on this. And then you have others that really like it saucy, and those are really fun because they like to get a lot of portion cups, or if they're able to put it on themselves, which is fine. They just, pile it up, and it's just like oozing everywhere. Yeah. So some of you like it saucy, some of you don't want any sauce, but mostly it's because we don't want you to think we're hiding the flavor, and then people like my father wouldn't be able to have our food because he was hypoglycemic and he couldn't have sugar. And even though, God rest his soul, he's not here to eat it, we thought of people like him, And then we thought about the allergies too. There's a lot of allergens in sauce, and then there's the sugar, and there's a plethora of reasons why some people can't have the sauce. They're allergic to an ingredient in it. We try our best to use clean ingredients. All the veg we chop ourselves. So we try to make it as clean as possible. I'm pretty sure it's GMO and gluten free and all that good stuff, but I don't know. So anyway, we also thought this might be a good way to give back to our community. There have been times where we have donated food like to the food bank, and we really should probably do that again because they were really appreciative of getting some cooked foods. A lot of times they just get, pantry items, and you kind of have to cook it yourself somehow. And sometimes, especially if you're living on the street, you might not have a way to cook these things. So then you're eating, canned vegetables from the can or something. And so when we would deliver already cooked foods, they really thought that was great that they could give to their families or people in need some ready-made food that was good and healthy. And then we wanted to help out in our community, in other ways. Supporting people that may have had a tragedy in their life and try to, raise money to help them. Our veterans at Hubs, since 2018 or 19, we've been donating food once a month during the summer for their retreats. It's only for like 15 or 20 people, but, throughout the years that adds up, and we're so thankful that we're able to do it. And even if this whole business collapses around us and we're not able to do the business anymore, we'd still support our veterans at Hubs, and we would still provide meals on Thursdays for lunch. Because it not only benefits them, but, it's kind of hard to do something nice for someone else without you feeling good about it. Not because you did something nice, but because of the reaction that they give you, like they're very appreciative, or you see that you've helped them immensely and they just are so happy. It kind of, comes back to you in that positive way. So, we want to be able to help out in the community as much as we can. And these couple of years, we haven't been able to do as much as we'd like because we've been struggle busting pretty hard. And it's kind of hard when you're financially strapped to give financially. But come hell or high water, we try to do at least something throughout the season to benefit our community. And then we're hoping that eventually we'll have employees. And we would like to do nice things for our employees, as we're going to try and get employees that are going to want to work as hard as we do at our business. We would want them to understand the business from the ground up. We would want them to feel like they're an integral part of the business, and we would like to give incentives for, being a spectacular employee. So I guess we kind of want to emulate Heavenly's Pizza in a way, because they'll do like one day where all the profits they split up between the employees or something. I mean, really amazing things that helps the employees feel incredibly appreciated. And it helps with employee retention, I'm thinking, or employees wanting to move up in your business. So we want them to feel like it's their business, because ultimately, if you have happy employees, you have happy customers, right? And if you have happy customers, then you're making money, and then you can pay the employees and maybe possibly give them raises. or, you know, move them up in the business. So yeah, that's kind of why, I guess. I don't know. And we really, really do enjoy when people try the food and you just see their reaction of bliss, or, you know, we call it the Homer Simpson, you know, look, your face melt, the face melt. Jody loves the face melt. And, you know, it really makes you feel good when you see someone enjoying the food as much as you do. So yeah, so I guess that's the why we do what we do. We always pray to God that we can continue doing what we're doing, and you know, He gave us another day today to live for Him and do what we can. Tomorrow, if we're blessed with another day, then we'll be thankful for it and do the best we can. Because you only got right now. You can't do anything about the past, and there's nothing you can do about the future except try to plan for it the best you can, but even sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes the best laid plans fail. You know, that's why you have to have A, B, and C. Options, always gotta have your options. Keep them open. So yeah, so that's our why. And I thought, well, maybe, you know, next Friday, if I haven't thought of something more entertaining to talk about, maybe I'll talk something else about our food truck, like how we built the truck, or what our goals are, or I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe someone will ask me questions, and that would be very beneficial to me, because then I would know what you're truly interested in, and, you know, what questions you may have about the food truck life or food, and I'll do my best to answer. Yeah. So I guess that's it for today. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.